Hey, what's going on, everybody? Schmoop here, back at it again, and today we're talking about the brand new exotic that came out with the season pass and Heresy, the Lodestar. And here you can see it. It's beautiful. Let's get into the perks. So, coming up first, we see Starlight Beam, which fires a low-intensity arc beam with enhanced stability and accuracy. It's essentially a pulse rifle and a trace rifle put together using primary ammo. And it has almost the exact same stats as Cold Heart and Divinity with Impact both being 6. Arc Alignment says essentially that as you do damage, you build up alternate fire, you hold reload, whatever that button is for you, and it becomes a slightly more powerful beam in that it applies jolt when hip firing. And when you ADS, it slows the rate in which that bar decreases. And Phase Converter says two things. One, it does more damage when aiming down sights if they're affected by an arc debuff, so like blind or jolt. And if you get a kill while they are debuffed while ADSing, it causes a blinding explosion to happen. So already insane. It's jolt on command. It has great damage as you're about to see, so let's get into that. So you'll see on a red bar, it crits and bodies for pretty good numbers here, you know. But when we get to the boss, there's a lot of numbers. Body hip firing is 1046. If you crit from the hit, it's 1405. If you ADS with the body, it's 1476. And if you crit with ADS, it's 2738. Now, I wanted to test here how much it builds. And what surprised me is it builds significantly slower if you fire from the hip. Like, as you see, I'm just laying into it here, and it takes over a magazine. I don't know if it's because it's doing less damage or if it's hip firing. And here I wanted to test out. It does work with Cenotaph. You can use that exotic, but it does take longer if you fire from the hip. If you ADS, it builds the charge significantly faster, and when you use the reload function, it completely refills the magazine. So if you run this with Cenotaph, you never have to reload with it. And now let's get into some interesting things like the Phase Converter, which again increases the damage if they have a debuff on them. So when we get into it here, we're going to debuff him and ADS, and it's going to hit for 3559, which is insane. It's a 30% increase. When we compare that to Div, who's only doing 827 on a crit, and then the bubble itself critting for 1075, you can see the disparity in damage there. And let's go test like the OG trace rifle, Cold Heart. It hits for a body of 1231, a crit 1654. But when you ramp it up, which keep in mind it's a special, it's only doing 2975, which is less than our primary Lodestar here. And it's also jolting. So it got anti-champion capabilities like Divinity, and it's doing more damage than Cold Heart. This thing is absolutely insane for all of your arc builds. I think it's worth running even if you're not doing arc. Like, this is actually like a top S tier PvE weapon. I don't have any PvP footage with it yet, but I just wanted to get this out here as a PSA of do not sleep on this weapon at all. Thank you again. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.